We all love the sound of money, and a $1,500 sign-on bonus sounds even better. That's right, Belicio Foods of Jackson is offering a $1,500 sign-on bonus to new employees. Receive an extra $100 your first 6 weeks, then $400 after day 90, and $500 after day 180. Don't wait. Apply online at beliciofoods.com/careers today. That's beliciofoods.com/careers. Come work for a company who truly values their employees. Come work for Belicio Foods.
Well, happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where James is here again.
Because Carman the Car Man is busy yakking it up with Matt and Josh.
That's right. And he will be here in just a few.
Yeah, as soon as
This is why Carman and I are such good friends.
Yeah. You both try to out-talk each other?
Yeah. It's great. Like, when he and I get together, we'll have lunch or something, and like 3 hours later, because, we all have so much to say.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, he is over in the studio at KOV, and he will be here in just a little bit because they have a very special thing going on tomorrow.
Sure.
How do you win $500 from CARMAN the Car Man?
Buy a car. Get your name in the drawing.
You're going to find out. We're going to talk about it. You have 1 day left.
I shouldn't have given it away.
Way to go.
Well, he has been talking about it for like a month and a half.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So TGIF, and I hope that you're having a wonderful Friday. Can I give a shout out to Zip?
You can do whatever you want to.
So our friends at Zip Printing, which is right behind us, I want to thank them because they take such good care of us at the brewery, and I wanted to give them a shout out. These are new menus that they have printed, so they do that for us. And they also did our awesome tent for fairs and festivals, which they also did one for Total Media.
Those canopy tents are everywhere right now.
They are, and I'm going to tell you, I sent James a picture, though, of like we were at, just bragging a little bit, we were at, we've done a few fairs or beer fests lately, Jamie and I, and so Zip did our tent for us, like our pop-up tent and our tablecloth and all of that, and it looks so good. You wouldn't believe the stuff that people cobble together, and ours is like spot on.
Yeah, the brand or vendor or whatever you want to call it that they're using right now, they're really, really nice.
Like they're real
nice. They're
heavy
they're
duty,
super sturdy.
Yeah.
You can get aluminum or steel. The aluminum's lighter, but the steel's a little less expensive, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
and of course you can get the graphics customized any way you want, 100% custom.
So anything on your tent. I mean, if you want a picture of the sun and sky, then there you go. Yeah. It's on your tent.
Hey, speaking of custom printing, Zip didn't do this. I'm sorry, I'm getting off.
No, you're
track.
fine.
Did you see the library van wrap?
No.
It looks so good. It's like got like woodland creatures and stuff on it. It's really cool. They just got it back from like the detailing people like the other day. It looks really nice.
Carman thinks he's going to push your buttons.
We got a new producer.
A new producer.
I don't know how to work this, but
turn up the third dial down there.
Push up the third pot. Yeah, there you go.
Good morning, everybody. I've taken over this control. This is the zone.
God help us. Carman is on the other side of the camera.
I'll happily switch spots with you anytime, sir.
He's scared I'm going to take his job.
All right. Well, we do have two announcements.
Read a couple announcements.
Here, I'll let you do this one, and I will do this one, and then Carman can come on over because we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so these are both COVID-related things. The Jackson County Board of Aging announced on Wednesday the extension by 1 week of the cancellation of congregate meals at the 3 senior citizen centers in the county: Jackson, Wellston, and Oak Hill. Due to COVID-19, Jackson, Wellston, and Oak Hill senior citizen centers will not be hosting congregate meals until Monday, July 18th. Congregate meals were suspended beginning July 1st, but were supposed to resume on the 11th. However, the cancellation period has been extended until Monday, July 18th. Okay. However, home delivered meals will be done as normal.
Yeah, it's just that you just can't. They just don't want everybody getting together in the
Sure.
same location. Sadly enough, COVID cases are on the rise again, and whatever it is, this newest variant they say is pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Unlike some of the
Well,
other ones.
Big crowds are back in full effect right now.
I know, and so we're all asking
Yeah.
for it. Also, speaking of, the Oak Hill Public Library will be closed until this coming Monday, July 11th, due to COVID.
Yep.
So, Oak Hill Public Library, if you need to go there, you'll have to wait until Monday, and if anything changes with that, we'll let you know.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm going to give my seat over to the car man.
Oh my gosh,
If we
here
can
he
get
comes.
him away from the computer.
Yeah, basically James is panicked because Carmen's over there touching all of his very, very expensive equipment. What's up, buddy?
Good morning. Good morning. I'll tell you what, I
You
could
didn't
be a
push any.
producer.
You didn't push any buttons, did you?
I
or-
pushed one button.
Okay.
I didn't want to mess because next thing I know, we'd be all messed up. The show would be out of control. And
James would be
Can't hear.
yanking his hair out. It would just be
Oh,
bad.
Shoot. Crazy.
Just be bad.
But he's got a mate over there. He's got a camera. Does he have a camera over there too?
No.
You guys got to get him hooked up with a camera.
I know, right?
What's up with that?
I suppose we could do that easily enough.
Yeah,
We
that way you
could.
can flish back and forth, give you guys a new idea.
You're right.
Just in case that one day that you're here all by your lonesome self and you need the help of him, he can flip from one job to the other.
That's true. And our sweet James knows how to hook all that stuff up. Me,
No, nothing. I see nothing. I know nothing.
nothing.
That's just more responsibility. And more
I've got nothing on your old man though, Jen.
You mean Lou?
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
There's
he was
just
talking
way too few wires
Yeah.
in here.
about. Yeah,
there's way less wires.
he
than there
would
used to
be lost in here because he'd say there's just not enough wires.
I know. He'd be like, I need to solder something.
Yeah, what's wrong with here? This needs to be replaced. There's not enough boxes and outlets.
We didn't
and-
solder anything together when we moved into this space. We just plugged stuff in.
We just plug stuff in. So no, I was laughing so hard the other day because funny story, JJ and my dad have this tumultuous relationship where, we've talked about this and teased about this 100 times on the air,
Right.
but I think that dad fired JJ and rehired him 13 times is the best we can count.
Oh, wow, that's-
And yeah, because they are the same human, right? So they
Right.
just But at the end of the day, they both respect each other and understand how valuable the other is, right?
Right,
So
exactly.
at the end of the day, they always reconcile. But so I go in the other day and one of the stations was off the air and JJ's in there frantically. I'm seeing my dad standing there, right? And he said, Jennifer, go get me the soldering iron. So, that's the Lou coming out in you. Because
He's
that's
back.
something that dad would have totally said. It was just so funny. But yeah, so
That's like having a soldering iron to help your day out.
I know. So I can remember like it being Christmas and I'd be like, Dad, can I get you something for Christmas? I could use a new soldering iron. I'm like, okay.
That's great.
So
Speaking of your dad-
romantic.
Speaking of your dad, how's he doing?
He's doing all right.
Good.
Yeah, kind of chilling out at home. And James and I were just talking about that. And JJ and Porterhouse, we were talking about that yesterday, actually, of maybe we go in and crash his house for a little bit one day and
Yeah.
do a show from over there or something.
Yeah,
And
that'd be great.
have the old crew get back together. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, you could fire him again.
Yeah, he could fire him right
JJ,
there
you're-
on the
you're
air.
Fired. Bring this over here. You're fired.
I've said a few times when I'm with JJ and Rodney, I feel really out of place because I'm the only one that Lou never fired.
That's true.
I fired employees and hired them back. So
It happens.
it happens.
13 times.
It happens. I've actually, I haven't done a 13. I've got 2 employees I fired and hired them both back. So you have one of those days, you just say, you're fired.
Yeah.
And you just, really? Yep, you're out of here. Fired. See you.
And then,
I'll take
well,
it.
you weren't that bad.
Yeah. It just happens.
It does. Oh, it's life. It's life. So
Everything's-
what the heck? So we have been celebrating CARMAN the Car Man 50 years in the car business.
Unbelievable. Isn't it just crazy? I don't know where the time has gone. I was just over at the radio station last night. I went to a concert last night, and
You did?
the Doobie Brothers, and they're celebrating their 50th anniversary tour, but it's been delayed for 2 years. So it's like 50 is
52 years.
52 years ahead of the time. But I kind of laughed. Said, "Well, how old are those? How old are those guys? Well, they're all in their 70s.
Yeah.
Probably, and that's 50 years just goes by just like that. But it's hard to believe. I've seen a lot of changes in the car business over the last 50 years. I think cars are a lot better, a lot more expensive, but
safer for sure.
Yeah, safer. You got airbags, analog brakes, and a lot of good features like that have really saved a lot of people's lives over the years. And but technology is just unbelievable. The only problem with you get some of the technology, some of it's pretty. You got to take it to the car dealer to get it fixed. The new car dealer, because the used car dealers, we just don't have the technology to fix it. So and they wrap it up too, where you have to take it to them.
I know, they're smart little buggers, aren't they?
They just got it on, man. I mean, I was looking for air conditioning lines for a car yesterday. $700 you get. That was my cost. It's like $900 for the cost if you buy it if you're a retail person.
Oh my gosh!
You can't find them. You got to buy it for the new car. $700.
Yeah, the days of. I mean, I'm sure that you saw it growing up, and I saw it growing up. I don't know if James did or not, because he's a youngin'. But every guy had cars in their garage, and they changed their own oil, and you worked on your car if the some belt needed changed.
Yep.
Dad went out into the garage and changed it, and if the engine wasn't ticking right, you did it all yourself.
Yeah, you either did
or your neighbor did it for you or something.
Or your friend or whatever. But a lot of those days are all gone.
Not anymore. It's all computerized.
I mean, there's things you can still change your oil, but sometimes you're better off to have them do it, because some of these new cars are very complicated.
They are, and a lot of times, you need special tools.
Yeah.
And B, like some of the stuff's really hard to get to now. They hide it.
They hide it. You have to almost tear. Sometimes you got to tear a front end off of a car. I've seen where we had to tear front ends off of cars, or the fenders. I mean, even like put a battery in. Sometimes the batteries are in unbelievable places, like back seats and.
Yes, so I was going to say that. I know, like my mom and Davey, their most recent Jeep that they had. The battery was somewhere else, but it had 2 points on the front of it
you could jump
where you would jump it or whatever. But like you open up the hood and you're like, where's the battery? Where is it?
Yeah, it's underneath the rear seat. I've run into that.
And you're like, well,
yeah, it's nuts. It's just these engineers, if they had to work on them themselves out in the field,
they wouldn't design
the average
it that
mechanic
way.
says, why do they do this stuff? They make it so more difficult than what it's really worth. Crazy. But, it's you give a technician or an engineer a job and they just.
It's just like everything else. You're concerned with what you're concerned with, but you're not thinking of the overall picture.
Down the road.
Yeah. But, I guess we all get, blinders on and whatever. But,
like I say, the good things though, cars will last longer. And
they do.
Getting great gas mileage. I mean, we're down to this $5 or $4 gallon, whatever we are right now. So a lot of the cars are still getting great gas mileage, 25, 30 or 35 to 40. Hybrids are really popular right now because, you're getting up to 50 miles a gallon if you can find the hybrids.
Yeah.
And I've had several of those, and we've sold all the hybrids out that we had.
I'll bet.
Still looking for more. But
what do you find as a car dealer the best this is just your opinion.
Right.
Like what hybrids would you recommend?
Well, I think any of them are on the market. I mean, the Toyota Prius has been around the longest.
Do you find good luck with the Prius that people are?
I've had several Priuses.
Okay.
I think they're pretty good cars. My wife had her in one. She went. I traded her for one, and she drove it for about 3 weeks. She really liked it, and we ended up selling it. But really nice car.
Yeah.
It's just a little square box, no really pretty design, if anything.
Well, what makes the most sense to me are the hybrids, like not the all electric cars, because then if you need to, take off and drive down to see your aunt in North Carolina or something, you can do that. Like the electric cars, you have to stop, plug them in for a half hour, charge them back up, sometimes longer than that. Finding a charging station and along the way and all of that, where the hybrids, at least they have that gas engine too.
I think they're trying to push us all on this electric car, but I'll be honest with you, I think it's still a few years down the road when they can develop a battery that'll at least last 1,000 miles or 1,500 miles. You know, like you're on your family vacation.
Yeah.
You can't even hardly get down to I think 600 miles. Some of them will do 4, some will do 6. But you know, the thing a lot of people don't realize, I had a good friend of mine was driving one out in Arizona, and they were out there vacation, I presume. And he's told me, he said, when you use air conditioning, it zaps your battery.
Oh, that makes sense.
And they got down to the nitty gritty. They had to find a charging station, and they finally found a hotel that had a charging station. And they said, well, we don't do that, you have to stay here all night. And he said, listen, I just need to get charged up a little bit so I can get down the road. It took him like 3 hours or better just getting enough charging it, because it was one of these slow. It's one of those where you hook up at night.
Overnight at a hotel.
So it's a slow deal. So, but he got charged and got out of town. So I'm thinking, that's not my cup of tea.
You know, I'm thinking of, you know, you as a family, you take, you know, the grandkids and all that stuff, and you go down to Hilton Head or wherever. And I'm thinking, stand alongside the road with, you know, mom, dad, the kids, the grandkids, like the little kids standing alongside the road, like my battery ran out. Like, oh God, that would be horrible. Can you imagine?
I'd never.
What would you do with the kids?
Oh, it's crazy. You know, I think like all electric cars are for, if you love one, for close commute, maybe to Chillicothe and back.
Yeah.
Maybe to Columbus and back, somewhere in that area. Something you're not going to burn a lot of miles up with, I think. And you know, as far as like air conditioning, I never even thought about the air conditioning burning up the battery until that guy told me that. But you know, I took my first ride in a Tesla the other day.
Did you? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was a pretty smooth little car. I went to Barrett-Jackson last week.
Oh, you did?
In Vegas, and we flew out there for a poker tournament, and I thought, well, I'm gonna spend the day at Barrett-Jackson.
Wait, you mean you actually got on an airplane and it took off and you flew?
Yeah.
Like if you listen to the news, none of them
that
doesn't happen.
We flew Spirit Airlines out there, no problem getting there, and no problem getting back.
Cool.
And so I spent the day at Barrett-Jackson looking at a lot of these beautiful old cars and some crazy prices and some really good prices on some cars. I walked 7 miles that day.
Did you really?
I got back I met my wife and her friend there for dinner at 5 o'clock. And I looked at my watch because it counts how many miles I walk and all that stuff. I looked at it, it said a little over 7 miles.
Oh my gosh.
I sat down there and drank about 5 glasses of water.
Oh, man. In the Vegas heat?
Oh my God, it was hot. It's over 100 degrees every day. But they had this, when you walk in this convention center in Vegas, they got, I think 3 halls or 4 halls, and they're about a mile from each other, but they're all connected. I walked in this and said UFC. I said, walk to the UFC. And I thought, what's going on here? So I walked in. I said, hey, is this where the Barrett-Jackson? Said, no, it's way over there at the North Hall. So I walked over there, and I stopped the guy. I said, what's the quickest way to get into this convention center? He said, see the escalators, take it down. They'll have cars, which will end up being Teslas. They call it the Loop. They had a bunch of cars, and what they do to pick you up, take you over to the convention center, and drop you off. So,
cool.
So it was called the Loop, and these electric cars, that's what they were doing. So picking you up, dropping you off.
Nice.
So I did have some. So that's the first time being in a Tesla. Very quiet, very nice car.
So they drove you over.
They drove me over.
You had your own escort.
I got chauffeured. Over to Tesla. I talked to the guy, and we were just talking about how nice they were. And I said, do you like it? He says, yeah, I wouldn't mind having one. But hell, I think those things are still close to $100,000.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, they're really expensive, I think.
If you want one that'll drive you from here to Chillicothe and back, yeah. I mean, there's one that might get you to Kroger and back.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything, if anybody buys them, I think that's all for the buyer that buys it. They know what they're looking for. But they got those amazing big screens. All the new cars getting all these big screens. And I was in a Ford Explorer the other day, and it had a big screen on there.
Well, and and these are things that I feel like the people that are designing these are thinking one thing, and then like for example, we had the highway patrol in the other day, and they're very concerned right now about distracted driving.
Right, there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of that. Well, you have a big screen in your thing, and of course that's going to distract you. And there's all these bells and whistles on these vehicles now that, I mean, My car is not that high tech, and
No.
it takes, I mean, I find myself
Yeah.
like, because you have to get into the screen to,
Well,
change settings and
That
things.
that scares me for the future because when those
It's too
screens,
much.
you think when those screens go bad, if and when they do go bad,
Oh.
how much is it going to cost you to replace those things?
I
I can't
cannot even imagine. What happened to the days where we had the radio with the punch button? Do
Yeah.
you remember that? You pulled the button out and you stuck it back in.
I still have one of those.
Do you? And the dial where you just turned it and the air had a it was either cold or hot. It's like, I don't know.
The cars have changed. So I mean, it's just some of it's pretty cool,
Yeah.
But some of it is a distracted driving because you got to take your hands off, try to figure out how to do this or push that. Or
correct. Or oh my God, the seat warmer came on and it's July.
Yeah.
Why did that happen?
Yeah,
I've got to figure out how to turn that thing off.
Or the other way, you push the emergency flashers and you think, no, where's that at?
What did I just do?
How do I turn those off? I've had that happen. We're trying to find the gas where you open up the gas cap. You ever been in a car? I bought a car one day and I'm looking, I can't get in the gas cap. I had to figure out how to open the gas cap. It's either in the glove compartment, in the glove box, up underneath. I mean, it's just so many places they put those things.
It is.
And but you're going to talk about TV screens. One of those Teslas first came over. Guy owned one. He got pulled over. And the state, I don't know if it was a city cop or a state patrol, and pulled him over. He asked him why he pulled him over. He said, because you're watching TV. Because Tesla's got those big screens. He goes, well, that's not a TV screen. That's a screen, but it's for my operator.
The controls of everything.
He said, oh, okay. Let him go. But he thought he was watching TV.
I can totally see that.
Have you guys seen the video games that you can play in your Tesla?
No.
So that big screen in there. So when you're in park, there are games that you can play on that screen, and you use the steering wheel to control the game.
Okay, that's kind of cool. As long as it's when you're in park.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do it while you're driving. But yeah, if you're in a parking lot,
can you imagine going like this?
Yeah, you can play like a race car video game, sitting there in the parking lot, turning the wheel in your real car, watching it on that little screen.
Oh, that's crazy, man! I tell you, things have gotten crazy. I tell you, cars are getting more interesting and changing every day, and a lot for the better. And it's just amazing how they're just like Bluetooth. You think about remember the cassette players and the 8-track players, cassette players, and CD players. Now that's all gone pretty well. Now you got Pandora and Spotify. You can play on your. I remember the first car I got from Enterprise that didn't have a CD player. I thought, now what the heck?
I know, and you fight that kicking and screaming because that's all you know.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's old technology, and it's Bluetooth. Bluetooth, and of course I figured out now Bluetooth. I actually learned about it. It's really pretty nice.
It is, except for like I will say in my car, it's probably just because I'm too stupid to figure it out.
Right.
But there's like a setting on my car where you can hook. So your phone automatically, connects when you get in your car.
Right.
Well, that's all well and good, but then sometimes getting it to disconnect so that you can do something on your phone that doesn't go through your car is like.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You can
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah,
you're
or
just
you're trying to figure out how to do this or that. You almost have to pull over to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because you're going down the highway about 70 miles an hour. Yeah. What am I doing? You're like a drunk driver all over the road.
Well, distracted driving. And I get where the police and the highway patrol and all that are getting frustrated with that because there's just so much technology and
it's ridiculous.
It changes every day and they add to and add to.
Yeah.
So
It's
well.
Some are for the good, some are for the best. Like I say, there's technology with the crew there.
That's right.
Crazy.
All right. So James put down a picture, and I saw this on Facebook of you,
the crew,
and the grandkids. There it is. And so tell us a little bit about that. What were you guys into that day?
Well, we were shooting our new TV commercial. And my daughter, of course, she's a picture nut. She loves to take pictures. So it was her idea with all the T-shirts, the boss, the future boss. And so anyway, she got us out on the porch out there at the car lot. Now my oldest grandson, which is he's up the top, the tallest one. The next one to the left is Beckham. That's his brother, Madden's. And to the right, which Madden's holding, is Reese. He is my son, Chris's boy. And down below, we got our first granddaughter, which is down below there.
Yes, we finally got a girl.
Yeah,
didn't we?
finally got a girl. So she is just a little doll baby. They're all doll babies, all grandkids. I don't care who you are, your grandkids are everything, and they're a lot of fun. And the girl is just amazing how laid back she is. We shot that commercial, and we were really struggling, trying to get see CARMAN, the CAR MAN, where the deals are great. We were trying to say that, and trying to get kids to focus like that is hard.
Like herding cats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody we'd do it, and one person would be looking way over here, the other person would be doing something,
Yeah, the longer it goes, the worse it gets because they just get really distracted.
So but that's a great picture, family.
Love that.
Of the grandkids, and so that's what we're doing. The picture, the commercial, and you'll be probably seeing that on TV here pretty soon.
All right.
So it's pretty good little commercial. Got to have the grandkids in there. It's all makes it fun.
It does. That's kind of the point, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
To have some fun.
And it's just kind of fun. That's what it's all about. If you can't have, when you're working and can't have a little fun, why do it?
Exactly.
It's just like, say, 50 years. I don't know where the time has gone, man. I'll tell you, it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. We started out, I started out working for my father back in, I think 72 is when I started selling cars, but I was working for him back 3 or 4 years before washing cars. So
yep,
kind of came out the long way.
I was, you and I were talking about that and not too long ago, and I was telling you that my mom said that you were just the cutest little thing. And she said, I just remember Carman when he was in, high school over there working at his dad's shop, and he was just the cutest young man. And I was like, are we talking about the same person? But no, I'm just teasing you. But I can't see you as a kid. I know how ornery you are now. I can't even imagine you as a teenager.
I was actually a little shy a little bit
when
I was a teenager. Of course.
I was the same way.
Yeah, I was a little shy. Of course, as I got older,
we got blabby.
We got glabby, Gabby, I should say. But I used to spend a lot of time between your new place and the old place over to the used car lot there, just running back and forth.
Yeah. I
had that alley down, buddy. I'll tell you. Almost got hit a couple times walking around that blind side of that alley there, going over to the used car lot. It's pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah.
You look back at how time has changed everything,
It has. And it's so start out washing cars.
Yep.
And then you said, Dad, I need to move up.
I need to move up. I need to get out of this. I'm tired of my feet being wet all the time and dirty and hot. And I need something more laid back like you got.
Yeah. I've earned my keep. I have paid my dues.
It's I wish I could remember who I sold the first car to. I wish I could remember that.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I can't remember that one. When we opened up the car lot here in Jackson, right by the high school, I remember that was Larry Taylor and his wife Becky bought a car. They bought our first bid right there. That's our first lot I opened up, and that was in '96.
I remember that plain as day.
Yeah, and what's the funny thing about, they used to have the baseball tournaments over there, and one day a baseball came flying over and busted my windshield of my car, and Randy came over, and I said, well, Randy, you going to pay for this? He goes, no, that's an act of God.
Act of God.
That was an act of God. I said, well, okay, I'll see if I can send the bill to God. So I had to take one for the team.
Literally.
Oh, that was funny, but that was a great location, starting out location there. And then we moved up to State Route 93, and then and that's where we're at right now. We started that place in 2004. So
I can't believe it's been that long already.
Time flies, man.
It does.
It's just nuts, And hopefully we're going to have a bigger and better place here in the next few years. We got another location we're working on. So, but that's a plan in the workings.
Is that so? Yeah, I didn't know whether we were allowed to talk about that or spill the beans or whatever. So we've been kind of hush hush about it.
Well, I bought the Ruston property there on the corner of Walmart, and that is probably the future where we're going to end up, but it's going to take some time to get there.
Yeah.
So we got.
I mean, what a wonderful location.
Oh.
So many people, I can remember, I think it was my stepdad, Davey. I said, I just always thought that was like the coolest building and
Oh, yeah.
whatever. And he said, well, what's in it? And I said, I don't know. And he said, well, Ruston Electric, they rebuild motors and things like that. And
motors.
I mean, I had driven by that place all my life and had no idea. And then I had the fortune to, when we opened Archinetti's, to get to know Sonny and Marilyn very well. And just lovely people. And Sonny was one of my favorites.
Good people. Actually, he's the one that got me in Qantas.
Was he?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was such a wonderful man.
Nice guy.
And that business has been there for over 100 years now.
Yeah, it's celebrating 100. I think they built that building in 1970s when they built that building, and I'm not sure exactly where the building was before that, but that place is filled up with electric motors and things like that.
I mean, I guarantee you, if you polled the people in Jackson, Ohio,
said what's in there,
80% of people would say, "I don't know. I drive by it all the time. I have no idea."
I've got a few photos I'll show if I can get them to download here in a second.
Oh, great. Okay.
It's got a big electric motor in front. Everybody says, now what are you going to do with that electric motor? I said, that's history. I said, well, leave it there.
It's going to stay.
It's going to
stay. We're going to work everything around it.
Yeah. So, eventually we'll get down there. I'm not sure exactly when and where. When, how it is. Big projects take a little time.
What a wonderful place, though.
Oh, yeah. 14,000 square feet. And the good thing about it, it's got, with Walmart there and all that, everything has grown around that area. The cars around there.
Definitely the most. There's the big motor.
There's the big motor right there.
Thanks, James. That's awesome. And that is the busiest intersection in
town.
Yeah,
there's no doubt
by
about
far.
it. And they were talking
county.
one time
in the county, actually, yes.
One time they were talking about redoing the stoplight right there.
Oh, okay.
And make it a little bit more easier, but I'm not sure what their plans are from the state. But
be interesting. I wonder what that motor is from. Do you know the history of it?
I do not know a thing.
We'll have to ask somebody about that.
Yeah, I really don't know. I have to ask Anthony. He's the one operating Ruston Electric now. He's the one who owns the company now. I'll have to ask him about that. But that's a big one, I'll tell you.
It is, but I think that's wonderful. And so just imagine.
Oh,
there's part of the building.
That's shop. That's part of the shop in the back end of it, where a lot of that stuff is actually gone now. He's gotten rid of some of the old equipment, but
some of it a bit antiquated. And,
actually.
But the problem is it's so heavy that it's like getting rid of it's hard.
Yeah, well, he's gotten rid of. I think Anthony's gotten rid of most of it that he doesn't use anymore.
Okay.
So it's like I say, it's a huge building, so we got lots of room to grow. That's the good thing about it. But there's some of the motors right there they're working on there now. That's another part of the building. The left side of the building is like a right side and left side.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty interesting what they do. They tear them down, clean them up, paint them, and rebuild them.
That is wild.
It is crazy.
Yeah. So that is your history lesson for the day. And if you drive by that building, now you know what it is.
Yep.
And what it's going to be.
Someday it's going to be a car lot. We're not sure exactly when or what day or whatever, but I'm kind of excited somewhere down the road. If I don't get it done, my son will get it done, right?
Yeah, exactly. You may be hopefully laying on a beach with your toes in the sand by then, right?
Yeah. I'll ask my son. I'll leave some ibuprofen for you, son. There you go. Hey, speaking of something on this, Sonny Ruston, was talking about the Kiwanis.
Yes.
We are having our 9th annual Kiwanis golf outing this Sunday.
Yes.
So and it's a scramble, and so if you love playing golf, love scrambles, it's $260 a team, which is about $65 a player, and we're going to have hamburgers and hot dogs and all kinds of good food.
You guys do a big shebang out there.
It's all a lot of fun. We made it. We did used to on Saturdays. We moved it to Sundays because I had a lot of people say I'd love to play, but I work on Saturdays.
Okay.
So we're going to have it this Sunday. We tee off at 2:00, and so you want to be out there about 12:30. Have your team out there to get signed up, and we're going to give away like a really nice putter as a grand prize.
Nice.
So, and we got all kinds of golf balls and all kinds of stuff. We got we're gonna have a putting contest. It's just a good time and raise some money for the kids. And you know, I had a mine freeze over at the other place. I was trying to say scholarships. I couldn't remember what scholar. I said the Kiwanis raised money for the scholarships for Wellston, Jackson, and Oak Hill.
That's right.
And it's our second biggest fundraiser. And if you know anything about the Kiwanis, they have the 5K running in Jackson to raise money. And of course, the golf tournament. And then we had the spaghetti dinner, which is kind of started our year, which is always good. And to help raise money, and the flowers downtown. If you see all the beautiful flowers downtown,
so pretty.
I call that the Judy Wiggins. That's her baby. She loves. It's just kind of a joke. I said, why don't you just put fake flowers out? Oh my God!
Did she say, "Have you bumped your head"?
Oh yeah, she did. I said,
Carman.
we don't have to water them or nothing. She's nope, that's out. But she does a great job. Her and the Kiwanis, all the members do. I wish I could take a little bit of honor, say I help out on that, but they do it all. They get out every night and water those things.
They do.
They do. That's amazing. Every night they go out there and water those things.
That's right, and that's what you have to do to keep them.
Makes the town
so beautiful. But it does make the town beautiful. And I remember the first time I had seen a project like that. It was when we were in Gallipolis down, and we had courtside down there, and they had a group that got together and started planting flowers downtown, and I was like, this is such a fantastic idea. And then it was literally like 2 years later that the Kiwanis jumped in and started doing it. And I was like, oh, thank God. This is so good.
It is. It makes the town look great.
Yes.
It just and you know, I was in a little town yesterday, Gloucester, and they had potted flowers out and it just hung up like ours. So I think towns are really taking over that and coming out with flowers like that. I think it just gives the town a little different zing or whatever.
It just makes it homey and beautiful. And you know, who doesn't like to look at pretty flowers?
Yeah, when you come through town and you know, you're daydreaming, you're sitting there waiting maybe to do something, go in town, you just daydream, look at the flowers, and you know, I got to get something like that at home. We never have that. I guess our flowers at home, we don't have the green thumb. I don't know if you have any problems with that.
A lot of that.
A lot of that. I think we had 4 or 5 planted flowers we got back in the spring. I think we're down to 2.
I think like a lot of times things just burn up after a while because with our heat that we have.
That's what it was. Well, in the backseat when we were on vacation last week, that's what.
Well, that'll do you in too.
That'll do you right there. I had to pitch those 2, and the 2 we're trying to save up front.
Yeah, we so Jamie and I decided we were going to do this. You know, we've tried and failed. When I say failed, I mean like
failed.
Capitalized the whole word failed at doing gardens. We've never been successful because I think we've always tried to make them too big and then they just get out of control and then whatever.
It's like raising tomatoes.
Well, so that was where I was going with it. So we have this like little spot of land that we used to have landscaped, but we had these grasses in it and they got out of control. So we just killed it all out. So he's like, well, we have that little piece of land right beside our driveway. There's easy water to it.
Right.
Let's try to just plant a few tomato plants in there. And that will start our, we'll do a little garden.
Right.
And then if we're successful, we'll grow from there. Well, no, the thing is like the size of this room now. And I'm like, oh my God, like the, 5 tomato plants, they've lost their minds. They're like the size of our house. And I'm like, what did we do? Well,
taking over. And what we're going to have for dinner tonight?
Tomatoes. Lots and lots of tomatoes.
We're going to have for breakfast? Tomatoes.
Yes. But lots of tomatoes. But I will say that what we did was we took dirt, and then Jamie's dad had started us like a compost pile when he cleans out the barn.
Nice.
And so he mixes that together with the old hay and all of that. So we were like, and we have like a bucket on our tractor, and we were like, bring us a couple buckets over of that stuff. We'll mix it into the ground.
Right.
I think that's what's done it.
Yeah,
it is just.
I guarantee that's what's done.
So anyway, I'll have to take pictures of our tomatoes because oh my gosh!
I'm gonna tell my wife. I think for our house, I'm gonna buy cactuses.
Yes.
Yeah, just put cactuses out.
Or follow your own advice and buy the fake stuff.
Yeah, the fake stuff. Yeah,
just put it in a pot outside. No one will know.
Yeah. Yeah, Judy, come over. Look at my flowers.
Look how pretty my
never
flowers are. I
never
water this
water
every
mine.
day. I had a story. I was talking to one of my friends that has an Airbnb in Columbus, and she was telling me one day that she had this succulent, and she just thought it was just the prettiest thing, and she watered it, and it was just so pretty, and then they realized it was fake.
Oh, that one's a good one. They didn't realize it was fake.
No, they didn't know forever. They were watering it and talking to it, and they're like, "Oh, it's fake."
See, fake flowers are real. So they really do.
They were so proud of themselves that the succulent was doing so well.
I think that's the first flower but I don't know why the rest of them are dying.
So funny. Oh my God.
Well, flowers, and I'm not a flower expert by any means, but main thing is just water them, and also you got to put some, like what you're doing, compost or something in them.
Yeah,
really
you definitely have to fertilize them, and
Yeah.
especially if you don't get a lot of rainwater, if you're just doing city water or county water or something like that.
Well, we're kind of in like the drought type of period right now.
Mhm.
July and August are kind of dry months. I mean, it's it's amazing how it dries up out there.
Yep.
Now it helps my golf game. When it's dry, because the ball goes farther, everything is like rocks out there when you hit the ground. So you got a lot of movement on the ball.
Unless it goes too far and
Yeah.
ends up in the drink or something.
Well, I've done that too. Actually, if in the ponds, there's a hole on 17 in Jack Franklin Valley. If you hit the ball too good, and when it's hard like this, it does end up in this. It ends up in the
Got to
pond.
back up a little bit,
Yeah.
back off.
Yep. Less club. What you gotta
So
use.
have you ever, in playing golf and stuff down in Hilton Head or whatever, have you ever encountered like an alligator or a crocodile or something?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like Happy Gilmore, did you tackle it and punch it? Did it
No,
steal your
no.
ball?
Now, what we generally do, we just leave the ball where it lays, where if it's right close by.
Is that a thing? I was going to ask you about that. Like, what do you do about that? Like, if you encounter, because if you're down south, I mean, that's not abnormal to be
No.
walking and you encounter are they alligators?
Yeah, alligators, I guess. Do
you just run? What do you do?
No, it's funny. You just you see them from a distance, and some of them are big suckers.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get out and take pictures. I've been doing it for so long now. I don't get excited and run over and take pictures of them anymore.
Like
but
I've seen
if
it.
they got a ball close, if we hit a ball close by, we generally just drop it, away from it.
Yeah.
And forget your little golf ball that you left over there. No, come by there one day and say, why is this golf ball out in the fairway? Why would you leave that golf ball there? Well, it's because an alligator. And you see a few snakes every now and then.
Oh, God. That might be worse for me. I don't know about that.
I tell you what I really hate the worst is when you go in the fall out there in the spider webs. And they got these big spiders.
No.
So what you do when you walk in, you got to they always say, don't look for your golf ball. If you hit the wedge, just forget about it and move on. Of course, us dumb golfers, with the golf ball's like gold. So we're in there. So you take a 7-iron or something and you walk in and you're knocking the cobwebs down and looking for a ball making noise. They say if you make a noise, that'll bother the varmints and make them move. So.
Ew.
But I've seen some snakes and I've seen, the alligators and all that good stuff. Down there, I think the last couple of years there have been some incidents where I think it was a lady was walking her dog.
Yes.
And the dummy tried to save her dog, and she saved the dog, but she didn't save her. She was killed by the alligator.
That's crazy.
Over nothing. God bless little Fifey there, or Fifi or whatever, but I'd say, honey, enjoy my dog.
Yeah. Yeah, that's boy, I guess your first instinct is to try to, protect, but you gotta in that split second, come back to reality and be like, oh.
You just don't mess with those things. And to lose I think that's happened down there. I don't know, Hilton Head. I know it definitely happened in Hilton Head down in Sea Pines, but I think it's happened down in Florida too.
Well, that
and
little
Disney
boy
World.
Got killed at Disney World with
Disney World.
alligators.
So they just
no, thank you.
No, it's if you see one of them, I say stay away from them. Nice to look at them, take your camera, take a picture, but blow them up.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's right. All right. So there's your alligator tips for the day.
Got it.
All right, so let's talk about what you have going on tomorrow out at the car lot, because you're going to give away some money.
I'm telling you, we got a lot of good things. We got radio. We got Porterhouse and JJ coming out, and we're going to start from 11 till 1, the radio remote, but we'll be open from 9 to 4 tomorrow. If you bought a car from us in the last 50 years, or me, or the car lot, come up, and it doesn't cost you anything. Just come up and sign your name up and telephone number, and you don't have to be there to win. And between 11 and 1, we will draw a winner for the $500.
So you don't have to have bought the car recently.
No, you can
just
buy it back 72 or 73 or 74 from me. That's all. It's called the 50th anniversary since I've been selling cars for 50 years.
Wow.
And the good thing about it is, like I say, just come in, sign your name, and we're going to pull a winner. Also, if you haven't bought a car, but if you happen to be out, just come up for a sign up. We're going to give away $100 for that.
Just for fun.
For fun.
So like cash, like here you go. Here's your $500. Congratulations.
I can check it or cash it, whichever you want. The cool thing, and we're going to have some giveaways. We got some giveaways. We got like AutoZone, Advance, and Napa have gave us wash buckets with cleaning materials in it. So if you want to get motivated,
cool.
we're going to be giving those away. We're going to be giving away an oil change and some T-shirts and just all kinds of neat things. And the radio's got some stuff they're going to give away. So we're going to be doing that between 11 and 1, but we'll be open till 4. And we're going to have some specials on some of the cars. I'm going to work on that this afternoon.
You going to have those convertibles out?
I got one. I'm down to one.
Down to one?
Yeah, JJ was saying again this morning, he was really hoping that you maybe give him another hard sell on that.
Well, he's 2 sheets late.
It's gone.
It is gone. That was a nice car.
Was that Mustang, right?
Yeah, the Mustang.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I'm hoping maybe I can get a case of beer from his father-in-law. Maybe talk him into the Corvette we got.
There you go. Love that.
Maybe drop that out to JJ's house and see what his wife says about that.
Think big.
Yeah, think big. Think long. Think wrong.
So you have a Corvette on the lot. Tell us about that. What year is it? What a fun car. It's beautiful. It's black.
It's a real pretty black with black leather interior convertible. It's got right under 100,000 miles. It's $24,995.
Okay.
But we'll give it the Jennifer special. What do you want to give it today, Jennifer? Don't go nuts.
I won't go nuts.
And I've had
It's happened before here.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Mark, this customer comes in and says, "Hey, by the way, Jennifer told me this was that price." I said, "What? Whatever." She has caused me nothing but a heartache. And now she's getting into my wallet now. Yeah.
Literally, that's happened before. Well, Jennifer said that he would sell it for this.
I've had mine. I can't remember the year of the car. That's awful. Right off the bat, I've got so many of them. I think
it's 17, maybe?
No, it's not that new. I think it's a 90. Shoot, I can't remember. Hold a minute. I have to go to the cell
James
phone.
will find
Corvette?
out.
Yeah, Corvette.
It's an 07.
07.
Yeah,
well, I said 17. I was close. I knew there was a 7 in there somewhere.
But it's a 2007. It's affordable. There it is, right there.
There it is. It's beautiful.
Chrome wheels, black leather interior, convertible top. And really a super nice car.
The great thing about that is, if you drive a Corvette off the lot today, brand new, you're talking
100 biggins.
At least, yeah. And
biggins.
Every bit of. And, you're talking about driving a beautiful Corvette with the leather interior and the whole 9 yards convertible for a very reasonable price.
Yeah, and they're a lot of fun to drive. And they're not that hard on gas. They really are. They're a great car for a sports car, I think, for the money. I think they're the best value of the dollar.
All right, so what are we going to make the special price? You said it's what? 20? What's it say on the...
$24,995, if I remember right.
Yeah, $24,995, 90,000 miles.
It's
wow. What are you thinking? What do you think?
My price would be...
I know what I have in mind.
I'm thinking 24. What are you thinking?
Oh, I was going way lower than that.
Well, what are you thinking?
How about we go 23.5?
23.5.
Woo! 23.5. Just mention it.
So if I lose my ass, it's all because of you.
This is not the first time or the last I have ever done
We're
this.
We're going to make this the Jennifer special for the weekend. 23.5. I'll put it out on the window.
All right.
Special 23.5. But Yeah, we got about, actually, I've been gone for a couple of weeks, so I haven't bought any cars. I went yesterday, bought 10 cars yesterday. So
Did you?
they'll be in next week. So we got a good assortment of Hondas, Toyota Camrys coming in.
Good.
And actually, believe it or not, we'll probably have a few cars, not a lot of them. I got maybe 3 cars coming in or under the $6,000 range.
What?
Yep. Excuse me.
How'd you do that?
I buy this. I don't know. This dealer usually brings all the buyers is the name of the company out of Columbus.
Yeah.
And they bring a lot of cars to the. And I've become good friends with the guy that reps the cars. And when I got the sale, I walked over all his line yesterday, and I bought probably 6, maybe 7 cars, maybe 8 cars from him yesterday. But,
oh, wow. Okay.
But these are good, like local owned car. I mean, local trade-ins up in Columbus.
So what happens with this, just to explain, is that, a lot of these times they come from new car dealers that they don't have room to put, used cars on their lot.
They just don't handle older cars.
They don't handle
They're
them.
They're more like 20, 21, 22.
Like even if it's used as 19, a year old, it's
19.
Not.
They don't want older stuff.
Yeah.
That's just, they don't have time for it. So what they do,
right?
They trade for it. They take it to the sale, get their money back, and that's how it works anymore.
Right.
So that's where we get a lot of good trade-ins.
Yes.
And we used to get a lot of good off-lease vehicles, and just not very many off-lease vehicles and enterprise cars and things like that, which we still get a few, but those things, God, I mean, it's just amazing how cars have went up so much.
Dried up and
yeah. I was looking at a van yesterday or Wednesday. I was wanting to buy this really beautiful Pacifica, and really nice. It sold for over $33,000. That just makes me puckered when it says $33,000. I'm thinking I can buy a lot of cars for $33,000.
Right, exactly.
But that's how car businesses changed. I mean, you used to be able to buy a hell of a car for $10,000 to $15,000. Now that you get up in the newer stuff, it's 30. I mean, but the newer stuff is 40 and 50 and 60 and $100,000. So all these cars are, still high.
Man, I don't know. And when I drove by the other day, I was looking at your selection of pickup trucks, and I don't know how you do it because, I have talked with people that have bought recently brand new pickup trucks. And I mean, you're talking like 80 grand, $70,000 for a new pickup truck. And I'm like, oh my God. And you could go right out to Carman's, get, one that's several years old, but still in great shape for a fraction.
Yeah. Well, the other day, 2 weeks ago, I bought a really nice Chevy LTZ double cab 4-wheel drive, black with tan leather interior, had 79,000 miles on it.
Wow.
I mean, that thing was pristine, and I got that from a new car dealer. And anyway, make a long story short, that was a $25,000 truck, but under 100,000 miles, not a rust spot on the thing.
Do you have it still?
Clean. No, it's
I figured it would be gone in like 1 second.
I've found out one thing: clean cars, clean trucks, and everything like that. People pick those things out pretty fast.
The way I look at it is pickup trucks and delivery vans are kind of in the same thing because you typically drive a pickup truck because you're going to use it.
Right.
And when you're using it, you're hauling things and you're pulling things with it and whatever, and it's going to get the scrapes and the scratches and dings
and all that. We thought all that in it, no extra charge.
That's right.
Saves you money.
Yep. It's just decoration.
It's like the cargo vans. You were talking about cargo vans.
Cargo vans. Good luck with that.
You cannot hardly find a low mileage cargo van. I mean, every time I walk up to a cargo van, because every now and then I get people looking for them, I walk up there, 200, 300, 400,000 on a fairly new vehicle, I'm thinking. But, those cargo vans,
because that's what they do. They're delivery vans.
They're delivery vans, so that's all they do. And so it's kind of amazing how that works.
And that's why, with us, with the brewery, our van's almost too, actually it's not almost, it is too small, but we're kind of stuck with it right now because it's like, I've asked you numerous times and you're just like, they're out there, but
it just all depends on how much money you want to spend on it.
Right. You just got to bite the bullet and do it if it becomes that important.
And you can't find a new one.
Right.
That's the thing, you can't find. It's like find, like I call the 12-passenger vans, for church vans and people that haul people around all around. Those things have doubled in price. Doubled. I swear to God, I look in the Chevy. I'm at a sale, And I'm thinking this van that says it's going to sell for around 17,000. That's what they started out at.
Oh no! And you're
sold
like,
for,
what?
And sold for over 30 grand, $30,000, and those vans book for 15 to 17,000. This
Supply and demand.
It's I said, but they're buying them. Everybody says the book. The book don't mean anything today. It's a thing of the past.
Listen, what is something worth? What someone's willing to pay for it.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's exactly. You're exactly right. I mean, if it's a good, clean car, you can do the book on it. That don't really make any difference. And people come and say, well, it doesn't book for that. It doesn't make any difference. When you have no cars out there to speak of, and you see and you go in there, new car lots, you see no new cars. That's why there's no cars out there.
Mm-hmm.
The new car dealers are kind of loving it, really.
Holy moly, though. I was driving by, Jamie and I were driving up, I think it was 70. I don't know there's several big car lots
big
out
lots
there on 70 going toward Canal Winchester the other day. And there was one of those big car lots, though. And I mean, all I saw was concrete.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, there's no cars on this new car lot. Like,
what they got
crazy.
going in the new car business now is everything they've got ordered is already pre-sold.
Right.
So, I mean, and
they get it.
They get it. They sell it. And the new car dealers love, there's two things I like about it. Actually, they're getting full pop on their sticker.
Sure.
They don't have to negotiate. Some of them are actually charging $2,500 and if it's in a sports car like a Corvette, up to 10,000 over, which is stupid. But that's, but there's supply and demand.
Yep.
And you're getting full pop. They don't have, and the other thing, they don't have to floor plan it. They don't have to pay for the car to sit on their lot. They're 400 or 500 cars. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation for the new car business for that on that part. They are getting some trade-ins, but not as many as they usually. The one dealer I buy a lot of cars off, instead of going every week, now they're going every other week because they just don't have that many trade-ins.
Wow.
So
unbelievable.
It is. It's crazy. The market is completely nuts. So
does a lot of this have to do with the computer chip problem, or is it just the way it is now?
I think it's a combination of everything. I think it started out with the computer chips a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
They laid a lot of people off because you couldn't go to work for a year or so.
Right.
That had a lot of bearing on it. And, you run into that on parts. You can't hardly find any parts on certain stuff. So I think it's just a combination of COVID and and trying to get people to work. As you know, if you're a business, you're trying to get people to work, man, it's hard to find. So crazy.
Is. Yep. That's right.
But it'll all get better. It's all bad. It's all good. Life is good.
It is. That's right. So our clock here is completely wrong.
And
it is? James is giving me it's time to wrap it up thing. And I'm like looking down and our clock says 10:50. Yeah. So
well, he's right. It's 10 o'clock.
I looked at our trusty dusty Apple watches. And so tell everybody before we let you get out of here. Okay. And I know, we can't thank you enough for spending your mornings with us when you do, because we always have a good time.
Joking, all that good stuff.
That's right.
And the good thing about we got the football season coming up here in about a few months. Unbelievable.
Go Joe.
And
Uday.
Yeah, we can't say anything for Cleveland because we don't know who Cleveland's going to have. So whatever.
They'll probably have 3 by the time,
Isn't that the truth? But anyway, we're going to have the big swan song tomorrow. As far as the big Saturday, we're going to open up 9 till 4 tomorrow. We're going to have the radio, Porterhouse, and JJ. So stop out and say hi to them.
Okay.
And we're going to give away $600 in cash. Also, we're going to have a lot of nice prizes we're going to be giving away. So you don't have to be there. Just come in, stop in, fill out your name and telephone number. And hopefully, if you're looking for a good deal, stop out and see what we got. We got a lot of cars. Right. We got about a little over 50 cars in stock, and I got either 10 showing up today or 10 next week coming in. So cool. We got a lot of merchandise, trucks, SUVs, cars. We got one convertible left in that beautiful Corvette. We got the Jennifer prize, $23,500. I don't know where I'm at on that. I might be calling Jennifer and say, "Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, remember that 5? You're going to throw in the extra 5."
I think I got $500 of beer coming from 6 cents.
Right.
In fact, I'm going to come down and drink a couple and get my mind settled down. But,
yeah, exactly.
But Anyway, we're open Monday through Friday from 9 till 6. We can stay open later if you need us to on that. We do have a great service department from open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. Have 2 great guys back there, oil changes, brake jobs, things like that. We do a lot of outside mechanic, and you've had your car down there.
Yeah, for sure.
So got Scott Sheets, been with me for like 14 or 15 years. Yep. And of course, my son Chris and Gene down there do the F&I, and of course my son Chris does selling cars, and of course my wife handles all the bookkeeping, tells me I'm doing this and shouldn't do that, and blah blah blah. But
she keeps him straight.
That's just a good wife telling you. You gotta slow down a little bit. No, sell. So
something like that.
And but anyway,
stop out tomorrow.
Bring your trade.
Yeah.
We want your trading. We got local bank financing. We've got alternative financing, no credit, bad credit. Got to have cash. Don't come in and say, well, I don't have any cash. Got to buy a car. My credit sucks. Well, sorry.
Bring some money.
Got to have some goods. Show me the cash. That's so funny. There's a used car lots in there that says, show me the money on it. Yeah. That's a good one. But no, we can help you on that too. So
awesome.
But appreciate you having me on today. And
well, thank you and congratulations. 50 years in the car business. That's amazing. And there's a reason
51.
why. That's
working
right.
on 51. Wow.
Great. All right. Well, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. We appreciate you certainly for tuning in, and we will be right back here on Monday, hopefully with some news. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Good news. Thanks.